Everybody knows it's year 16, and the first group that originally went overseas is now back. And because they distributed quite a bit to their homeland, which is, most of them are gypsy or whatever they are, they gave a lot of money to India, which is fine and dandy, but they're back 16 years later. So they should be working with me, but instead they brought the actress of Melo over. I call her Melon tits now. They're offended, but it's because they're so disrespectful to the real Melo. The real Melo is a pretty girl. She has black hair, black eyes. That's the real story. We're trying to present the real first. So they're gonna, on July 1st, 2025, they're gonna pretend they're reenacting the story. Dude, we're how many years later? This event happened in 2013, and nobody feels like celebrating. We're all injured. To make matters worse, every majority of the people in the vicinity are doubles. They don't know the language, or they're newly arrived. So they're going to party on July 1st, 2025, with their melon tits. As Hanna, just sits here legally owning millions of dollars, and they're refusing to go by legal. So we're going to counsel them now because they're wasting my time and their efforts and whatever. I'm glad you want to use Melon tits and reenact the story in 2025. And I don't mean to bust your bubble, but as you lock up these men and they're in the vicinity all with their hands out, it actually might be their last supper. You have to be being monitored 100%. I could talk till I turn green. If there's ICC cables and nobody's listening, that's one thing. You might be getting hammered on July 1st, 2025 because you disrespected the original soldiers. The original soldiers were inside Prophet Hanna's home, inside the walls and stuff. They're posing like they're benefiting off their work. I'm looking at these people funny. So we're going to counsel you, and, because you're still a son, take your melon tits, go to the United States, and work on a story and link it to mine. And make sure the girl has black hair and black eyes as Saint Olive, but there's 7 of them. That is why we're trying to do the exhibit. But if you're walking around the vicinity with melon tits, posing as the real Hanna, and everybody knows you're a fraudster, and you've brought Trueville to kind of cheer you on. Yes, you may make way and pose for the whole planet, but you didn't do anything except waste an academic's time. You just wasted time, and we don't have time. We want to finish. The real Hanna was made darker. Her face and body was altered over 625 times. This is the true story. We do the true version first in Hanna. This is not a compound facility. In fact, if it's a compound facility and I die, you're really in trouble. Someone has the remote, and it might be above you, or there's going to be Star Wars. Now, I know you enjoy money and you want to collect again, and you kind of like your melon tits. I get that, men. But we are year 16 and this area has already been hit. Like, what are you trying to do? It's legally owned. That's another thing. No, there's no such thing as order if it's legally owned. Someone overrode you and gave me that copyright. If you go into legal deposit and take out copyright, you're overriding the noble, and then turn around and injure the noble, and then walk around with your melon tits. You haven't done anything. It's academic work, and we already lost Iraq.